Terence "Bud" Crawford, the undisputed lightweight champion of the world. He also can crack at welterweight, one of the best to ever do it. Saul Canelo Alvarez, a four-division, multi-time world champion, quite simply one of the greatest of all time.
As soon as the bell goes, don't blink. That fight could be over.
This bout is scheduled for 12 rounds of boxing. In the red corner, from Omaha, Nebraska, here is an acclaimed three-division champion of the world, Terence "Bud" Crawford. Fighting out of the blue corner, from Guadalajara, Jalisco, Mexico, here is Mexico's first ever undisputed world champion and renowned star of boxing. Here is a four-division world champion and an undisputed super middleweight champion of the world, Saul Canelo Alvarez.
So much hype surrounding this big matchup. Can't wait to see what goes down when the opening bell rings.
The wait is over. The speaking stopped. The fight begins. Now, let's get the answers.
Under the bright lights here for this one. Really good matchup, and we're hoping for a really good fight. Here we go for round one. They're both trying for a knockout. Just when you think they're going to have a lull in the action, we get it heated back up. There's a counter shot. You can tell who's stronger and who's faster. So much hype surrounding this big matchup as the hype continues to build for this showdown.
You have certain fighters that are born for this, that are made for the big crowd. And looking at corner right there, that is that fighter right there. They have elevated, lifted, it's like they're not touching the ground. This is what they were born for.
Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. Nice counter shot. It's all offense all the time. Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. Those who thought this would be a mismatch, you are sorely wrong.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them more than happy.
Sometimes when you're fighting a counter fighter, the rounds can get a little boring. You get trigger shy because you know if you throw a punch, one is coming right back at you.
Counter punch is my favorite kind of fighter. A good counter puncher, they're the people that make the history of our sport.
That right hook catching air. Straight right just misses. Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. Gotta let your hands go a little bit. It's okay to be aggressive now. You don't want to trade shots. You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. Let's talk about Crawford in that last round. He is down big time on the scores.
The bell, sometimes it can be the sweetest.
Here we go. It's round two. Not the start that they wanted, but let's see what they can do in this round.
They've had 1 minute to recover. Now they've got to bluff it. They've got to bluff it. They've got to come out now and style it out. Get on the back foot, jab, rest on the jab. Be smart and pop until your legs come back. Then put the pressure on.
When you're fighting a counterpuncher, the feint can be such a good weapon. Pretend you're going to punch, make the counterpuncher throw a punch, and then you counter them.
Todd, I understand what you're saying, but you've got to be honest. You've got to be honest. You've got to be a pro. You've got to think right. Concentrate.
That counterpunch caught him clean. Swing and a miss with the left uppercut. Beautiful counter shot. You couldn't write a script like this. This is like Rocky versus Apollo. Nice counter shot. You'd like to see more jabs. Nice counter punch right up the middle. Should we be surprised if these two fighters go the distance tonight, considering how much they've emphasized their physical fitness? Good fight so far. Both of these fighters have had their moments.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. Just like a match made in heaven.
And he just missed with that left jab. How about that time counter shot? Nice counter. These punches coming from every angle. Punch, counter punch. Look how that straight's affecting them. Every time they drop their guard, they get caught. Good counter punch. When are we going to see a jab from these two? That hook doesn't score. And he scores with the counter. That counter shot lands. A very competitive round with 10 seconds left. Let's talk about Crawford in that last round. That was almost a 10-8 round, complete dominance.
You can't leave it up to the judges. It's up to you as the fighter, and the cornerman's got to put a firecracker on that fight to get out there and get the job done.
And set him up, but you take him out.
The bell rings and we start the third. Last round, complete domination. Let's see what we have in store for us here.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
There's no way this fighter can go punch for punch. Their resistance to these blows just isn't the same.
Work the body, frustrate them, take the mind off the chin, take the mind off protecting everything around that. Work the body, use tactics. Sometimes it's all right to actually outbox a fight and beat them on points.
This fight has a real good flow to it. Look at the hand speed and footwork between these two elite-level middleweights. As we burn through these rounds, this aggressive fighter continues to come forward, seemingly with endless energy, John.
I've seen some aggressive fighters like this, and they are a nightmare. If you are not fit, that is the worst place to be, having second thoughts in the ring.
We exchange punches. What a round so far as we've reached the halfway point.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
Every time they throw a shot, they get countered. Jab does not score. He threw a punch and just got countered. The bravery being shown here is just incredible. And that hook misses. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there would be some more action here. Every time he throws a punch, a receipt is coming right back. They block the jab. And he wasn't ready for that counter punch. Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. Let's talk about Crawford in that last round. From this moment forward, he cannot afford to lose another round.
Needs a knockout without a doubt. Needs to go out there and think, right, you know what?
Great round. Great round.
Here we go in round 4. Who's going to land the first big shot? Well, they got battered last round. How do they turn their fortunes around?
That was a tough last round. Now you've got to make sure he doesn't put it on you. And that's what he's going to try and do. So tie him up, hold him, lean on him. Don't get drawn into a fight. Not yet. Not until your senses have come back.
Beautiful counter punch. This fighter has determined that they can walk through any punches that their opponent throws, and that's a very confident spot to be in.
This is when you get in the ring feeling like you're King Kong, because you know you've got a chin that is not going to get dented.
And so far, the offense has been better than the defense. A perfect counter shot. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. A perfect counter lands. Catch and shoot. How do they use this fighter's aggression against them?
The middleweights are the best you can ever come across. Obviously, the glamour weight is a heavyweight, but the middleweight is the size of the average man or woman. When you get in there and you're letting the shots go, you've got power, you've got speed, you've got pace. You can stand, you can dance, you can do everything. We can look back in history. You know the amazing fights at middleweight are ridiculous. That is what writes our history books.
We're at the halfway point, and both of these fighters know the round is still up for grabs.
Skill for skill, tap for tap, just like a match made in heaven.
That jab doesn't find a home. Well done with that counter shot. Those counter punches have to hurt. That hook just can't find the target. I don't think it's going to be a boxing match. This is going to be a fight. Nice counter punch. And he wasn't ready for that counter punch. Very close round with 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about Crawford in that last round. Well, it's no secret who has the advantage after that last round. Let's see what they have in store for us in the next one.
Dominance, without a doubt, made it look so easy.
If you want to win this fight, I need you to focus on what you're doing. Thinking, you're smart.
Back into the fray here in round 5. After a really strong round, let's see if they can finish the job.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round. Everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
There's a counter shot. That counter shot lands. Power is obviously the great equalizer in boxing, but when you know your opponent is relying on that so heavily, how do you deal with it?
I've seen certain fighters that can depend on just their power alone. Forget tactics. They know the second they touch you, it's done. That's where the confidence comes from.
They are not going to let this one go to the judges. Every time he throws a punch, a receipt is coming right back. He threw a punch and just got countered. Those counter punches have to hurt. This is some of the best action I've seen in any round, anywhere this year. Both men step back for just a moment. These two are the perfect dance partners.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them more than happy.
Beautiful counter shot. They exchange punches. What do you think of this fight so far, Johnny?
Now you've got two fighters that are absolutely shattered. What gets you through? Willpower. Calm, because if you panic, you get desperate. If you get desperate, you make mistakes. If you make mistakes, you get knocked out.
That counter punch caught him clean. How about that time counter shot? When are we going to see a jab from these two? The pound-for-pound king, Canelo, is down. And that body shot folded him like an old T-shirt.
You're right, Todd. What a shot.
It's going to take more than that to keep this fighter down.
Some fighters, when this happens, this can be hard.
They're happy this round's coming to an end. 10 seconds left. Talk about Alvarez in that last round. You've got to wonder how big of a factor that knockdown's going to be. We just saw.
I love the response, though. Got back up, took a deep breath, thought, right, brush it off, get on with the job.
Big, deep breaths.
Good man. Just say him again. Don't change too much. Keep it.
I need you to switch back on. Get focused. Get your mind back on the duck.
Don't be looking there for one shot at a time. Set him up.
On to the sixth round. They really got banged up last round. What can they do here to change the momentum?
What a heavy knockdown. How are they going to come back from that? They staggered back to the corner. They've got to freshen them up, alert them again, get them back on point again. This round, they've got to coast around. Don't get involved. Give yourself another 3 minutes to get your head clear.
Good counter punching. Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. It's all offense all the time. Both men step back for just a moment. They exchange punches. When you've got someone with the hand speed that this fighter possesses, how do you deal with it?
You've got to ruffle their feathers, Todd. You cannot let them get comfortable, drag them, get them complaining to the referee, because once somebody with excellent foot speed and excellent power gets into the rhythm, the fight is over.
Every time they drop their guard, they get caught. You'd like to see more jabs. fight a little bit closer than I think a lot of people thought.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
A lot of effort being exerted here. These two fighters are made for one another. Punch, counter punch. There's been a significant aggression difference in this fight, Johnny. What are you seeing?
Look back in the history books. Some of the best fighters in the world were the middleweights. Yes, the glamour division is the heavyweights, we know. But I'm telling you now, you look right there. These guys are on it. Fast, sharp, powerful. And it hurts. And you can imagine that being you. Look the size of an average man.
Straight right just misses. This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about Crawford in that last round. Talk about a one-sided 3 minutes we just saw.
I seriously hope the judges kept their eye on this fight, because if they haven't, there's going to be absolute uproar.
Back into the fight that round. That's his round.
And there's the bell for round 7. Coming off that great round, let's see if they can build on momentum here.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing, because you've won that hands down.
Do you believe this? He threw a punch and just got countered. Endurance is becoming a factor. You can see this fighter having a hard time getting out of the way of the punches, and they're not throwing as many on their own.
Midway through the fight, if you are tired, this can be the loneliest place in the world. If you cheated, now we're going to find out.
Perfect counter shot. Punch, counter punch. Oh my word, Canelo just got clipped. Watch that again, replay from a different angle.
Even I've got to see that again. Where did that come from?
You heard that right, ladies and gentlemen. A knockout victory and one of the biggest surprises of the year.
A knockout victory? That is... Todd, did you see the shot? That's not a knockout. That's an assassination. What a shot!